After months of talking about different currencies and asset baskets, a group led by Russia and China seems to have decided that gold will be the base of a new international currency system that will be different from the US dollar and the euro. This was said on Russian TV, and they hope to make this new system official at the BRICS summit next month. Now, do you believe the news? If they're planning something, why do you think they announced it as if it's meant to compete with the dollar? Leave a comment below to tell us what you think. From the Russian embassy in Kenya, this message was sent out. From what the BRICS Bank is saying, there are currently no plans to back the BRICS currency with gold. All they're talking about is letting all of its members do business with each other using their own local cash. Russia has said that they won't be at the BRICS summit next month, so it's going to be a lot more interesting without them. I can see why they did it, since they didn't want the whole world to get involved in the Ukraine war. I think what's going on in Zimbabwe is a more interesting story because that's where a gold-backed CBDC is being put to the test right now. But at least for now, I haven't been able to find anywhere in their paperwork that says the CBDC will be able to be exchanged for gold. How do you know that gold is in a currency until it can be changed into something else? I'm really interested to see how this will be taken there, and I'm sure that every central bank is keeping an eye on it. One question that came to mind was, okay, even if it's China and Russia, don't they have enough gold to back such a system? Doesn't that kind of scheme require a lot of gold to get started? In fact, a lot of people have the wrong idea about that. Gold can't be used to back a currency because there isn't enough gold. What's important is how much gold costs in that currency. Gold is a balancing force because it is hard to get and can be used in many different ways. So, you don't need a lot of gold to back a currency. What matters is how much the gold is worth in terms of that currency. So, there will be a gold backing again, because that's what they'll have to do to get people to trust the currency and use it. So what's going on in Zimbabwe is so interesting because they're in the test phase right now to see if a gold-backed CBDC will be accepted. But at least for now, I haven't been able to find anywhere in their paperwork that says the CBDC will be able to be exchanged for gold. How do you know that gold is in a currency until it can be changed into something else? I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is received there. I'm sure that every central bank is keeping an eye on this. The best days for the US dollar are quickly coming to an end. It all started in 2002, when the Federal Reserve had to buy US debt for the first time. This meant that the world either had too much US debt or couldn't or didn't want to buy enough. I have no question at all that the US dollar is losing its role as the world's main reserve currency. But I don't think a BRICS currency, China, or any other single country or smaller group of countries will fill that role. I still think it will be the special drawing rights, SDR, of the Federal Reserve and the International Monetary Fund, because there are no limits. It's a collection of different currencies, and everyone has a lot of it. Plus, they have the Substitution Fund, which makes it easy to turn any assets worth dollars into assets worth SDR. This makes the SDR the largest currency in the world with the largest amount of liquid assets. In terms of banks, the banking crisis is still going on, and the problems that caused the failed banks to fail are still happening in the whole world banking system. The banks will still have problems when interest rates go up, and the stress tests are not a good way to tell how the banks really are doing. Don't just sit around and wait to see what the price of rare metals will be. Central banks aren't waiting, and they can change prices if they want to. We are in the middle of a big storm in the financial and monetary systems, so you should take advantage of the situation and get everything ready. Gold is especially important to have outside of the system if you want to protect your wealth. CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, are a step toward more control and monitoring. CBDCs could limit deals, make it harder to buy gold, or even cause wealth to be taken away. It's important to be ready and have investments outside of the system, like gold. Remember that wealth never goes away, it just moves from one place to another. Be ready, and do what you can while you can.